'Twas the night after COVID, and all through the land, not a person was stirring, not even one band. Our elders protected, all locked up at home, sequestered and quarantined, with nowhere to roam. The musicians were sidelined, now snug up in Zoom, not used to playing for their fridge and their brooms. And your mama in her jammies, and your pop in his cap, waiting and waiting. They felt they might snap, and stuck in their houses with no way to engage. It felt like our loved ones were trapped in a cage. With no one to hug and no one to see, we wanted him to find some way, just some way to feel free.
I remember when I lost my mind. There's something so special about that place. Even your emotions have an echo, so much space. I've been cooped up in my house for almost 2 weeks. Ain't got nothing to eat. Oh, but mac and cheese. Does that make me crazy? Think I'm going crazy. Think I'm going crazy in quarantine. Stop buying up all the toilet paper in town. Oh, y'all look like a bunch of clowns. Come on now, who do you think you are? Buying up all the hand sanitizer. Oh, I thought you might have got a little wiser. I think I'm going crazy. I think I'm going crazy. I think that family back there is going crazy in quarantine.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Curbside Concert's Fireside Holiday Celebration. We're here to celebrate all the magic and joy that we were able to put together this year with Curbside Concerts. See, Curbside Concerts was an opportunity for us as a community to really find a way to reach out to those that were at home, maybe going a little crazy, not knowing what was going on. We started in March and in April, and we played throughout the summer and fall, over 750 concerts to amazing people all throughout the community. We played starting with elderly people who felt most isolated, and then we celebrated heroes throughout the community. The idea came about because we saw the people that were out there, and they felt like they weren't allowed to have fun right now. They felt like it was kind of off limits. But we found out through the Can't Stop Columbus community that people, every time they were engaged with people they loved or sent a great text message or something like that, they sparked up and they joyed. And we heard some amazing things going on in the community out in Clintonville about some young kids playing music to the people in the community and them coming together. So we put those together and we realized we had this amazing arts community in Columbus, these amazing musicians. They wanted to get out, go and play for people. And so we put those together, got some pickup trucks and started playing concerts at everyone's doorsteps. And wow, the stories we heard and the lives that we touched. And so tonight, we wanted to celebrate all the amazing sponsors, the artists, the requesters, the nominees, the great experiences we all had together in this festive occasion. Going on live, you know, we're quarantined, we're still kind of isolated, so we'll have different musicians and different people who played a big role in the program coming in and out and talking about their experiences. We have some live performances coming for you. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. And you know what? It's going to be meaningful, just like all the shows we got to play on the curbsides around Columbus. So up first, we have Caroline. Caroline Inspires. Caroline, how are you doing?
I'm doing amazing, blazing. How you doing?
Oh, amazing, blazing, love it. I love the identity you're wearing on your shirt, because you are one of a kind, just like a fingerprint.
Yes, thank you.
So, Caroline, tell me, what was it like for you? What was the experience of doing curbside concerts like for you?
Yeah, so doing curbside concerts was, I mean, it was amazing, blazing. Just to be able to be a blessing to so many people who, like you said, couldn't get out the house. I was privileged to go to, there are some people, older people, who would tell me, you know, I would read them the message that came from their daughter or their son, and they would say, wow, I haven't heard from my daughter or my son in months. And so to be able to receive a message like that, or there might have been one particular woman who had just, you know, got out of chemo for cancer. And so it was a blessing to be able to be a blessing and to shed light and hope to so many people literally across the city of Columbus, of all different races, nationalities, genders, everything. Like, just to be music, I think for me, just being able to go out and sing was just that unifying thing. Music just it disrupted everything that might have separated us.
I love it. Brings them together. I think music does bind us and come us together. And you're playing for us tonight, is that correct?
Yeah, well, you know, I wish I could play. I'll be singing a song.
Well, I mean, I think singing and playing, the voice is such a beautiful instrument. I mean, I don't see them as mutually exclusive. It's one and the same, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. So what are you singing for us tonight?
I'll be singing Make It Home by Toby, and it has my own rendition to it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What made you make that choice?
So I think just in honor of everything that's going on, Toby is from Houston, and Toby talks about just, you know, we can get so caught up in a time where everything seems down. This pandemic, if you didn't have struggles before, this pandemic can make you really think that there is nothing hopeful in life. And so, you know, whether that's coming from, you know, economic issues, whether it's coming from racial issues. And so Make It Home, one, is talking about just there's another place after we leave this earth. But then two, it's also speaking to, you know, the simple things that people of color just also want to do. Black people just want to make it home. And so, you know, we've seen, you know, injustices done to Black people over and over again, and even most recently to Casey Goodson Jr. And so this song is actually dedicated to the folks here in Ohio and Oklahoma, to everyone, you know, to just make it home.
Make it home. I love it. Looking forward to hearing it. Go ahead and play and sing.
All right. Hey, look, I pray you catch a wave that doesn't subside. There's more than nappy heads in heaven, with a nappy head cries by the side. And I pray you catch a wave that doesn't subside. There's more than nappy heads in heaven, with a nappy head cries by the side. May all streets be paved with gold. May your hood make it home. May all streets be paved with gold. Hey, hey. Oh, my hood make it home. 'Cause this world can be toxic, especially when your skin look like chocolate. And when they sold us for profit, But we made it out of the gauntlet we're chosen. Yeah. On my mama, the north side still holding. Go for broke for the ones that are broken. Yeah. Please don't make me no hashtag or slogan. My whole hood is golden. That's why I pray you catch a wave that doesn't subside. There's more than happy heads in heaven. With an happy head, Christ by the side. I pray you catch a wave that doesn't subside. There's more than happy heads in heaven. With a nappy head, Christ by the side. Yeah. May all streets be paved with gold. Oh, my heart would make it home. May all streets be paved with gold. Yeah. Oh, my heart would make it. Cause they ride it with choppers and might turn your table to pasta. Don't hardly see daughters at altars. Probably cause there ain't no more fathers, they stole them. Yeah. Put in cages by racists patrolling. The hood is a lane to the pins like we're bowling. Yeah. Please don't make me no hashtag the slogan. My whole hood is golden, that's why I pray you catch a wave that doesn't subside. There's more than happy heads in heaven. With an happy head, Christ by the side. I pray you catch a wave that doesn't subside. There's more than happy heads in heaven. With an happy head, Christ by the side. May all streets be paved with gold. Oh, my heart would make it home. May all streets be paved with gold. Oh, my heart would make it home. I hope you make it home. I hope you make it home. So many red sirens, so many dogs barking. Yeah, no. There's just something about these abandoned buildings. I look at them, I look at me. I wonder how they're still standing. There's just something about these abandoned buildings. I look at me, I look at them. I start to see the resemblance. It must be something on the inside, despite what others see. Yes, something on the inside that keeps protecting. We have foundation, and I ain't talking about no makeup. What we're made of is stronger than the ground you try to break up. We may lead, we may chips, and we may even crack. Chipping paint after paint, I'm coated in born black. Pain after pain, I'm coated to blast. Built black, big blast from the past. Ancestry.com couldn't even stand a chance. Brick by brick, we've been building with our hands. Said that DNA different, you will never understand these. Oh, red sirens. We wanna go home, just trying to make it home. We wanna go home. We got a family at home. So many red sirens, so many dogs barking. Yeah, no. Trayvon Martin, he was trying to go home. Michael Brown, he was trying to go home. LaQuan McDonald, he was trying to go home. Sandra Bland, she was trying to go home. Donovan Crutcher, he was trying to go home. Terrence Crutcher, he was trying to go home. Miracle and Tony, they were looking for home. Ayanna Jones, Amara Jones, Breonna Taylor, Casey Goodson Jr., they were already at home. Yeah. Thank you.
Carolyn, thank you so much. That was
Thank
really
you.
beautiful. And I think a really powerful meaning and a really powerful message that we need to hold on to, as we continue through these tough times, but know that we can find ways to come home together in new and interesting ways.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. And that reminds me of coming home and of finding each other. We want connection sometimes. And going back to our story and back to our narrative, the elders, feeling quite bored, as if fun were not permitted, when a strange pickup came by with music transmitted, with a message from loved ones, and a song and a dash. The whole neighborhood tuned in. It made quite a splash. And although connected and walled off and locked, an authentic messenger came and played block by block. Sent by a neighbor or daughter or son, these concerts brought together meaning with fun. Once his request was made and submitted, a local musician was now bound and committed to bring joy to their face and love to their heart, to foster connection, even though they were apart.
Hi, we are Joey and Jessica. We're an acoustic duo from Columbus, Ohio, and we've been performing around the area for the past 10 years or so. Obviously, like many local musicians, the pandemic changed a lot for us, a lot for our gigs and everything we had going on. And so when Curbside Concerts became an opportunity, we jumped at the chance to be a part of it. We truly believe that music heals and really takes care of people during trying times. And to sum up just a couple of our favorite memories is going to be hard to do, but I'll let Joey talk about the first one.
I think what's incredible is our very first stop on our very first Curbside concert outing was for a woman turning 80 years old. It's her birthday. And it was just an amazing experience to be a part of it, because the minute we started playing, she just had tears in her eyes. They were falling down her cheeks, and it didn't stop there. It went right to us. So the connection that we had, even from that far away from each other, by just the sheer music, was just incredible. And her family reached out to us afterwards. They were all out watching anyway, and they said, it was just a fantastic experience for all of them.
Yeah, and I think the other one that really hits home, or me, I'm probably going to throw in too, but we actually had the opportunity to play for a nurse who moved to Columbus at the start of the pandemic and was instantly thrown in to all of it. And this amazing woman, you could tell she was exhausted. She was recovering from being sick. We literally played in a parking lot while she sat in her lawn chair, and she closed her eyes, and you could just see the joy and the exhaustion, but also the gratitude in her face. And then we also played for a man who had brain surgery, and he hadn't left his house in 6 months. And, he reached out to us and just said, that was the magic that the world needs. And that's what we believe that this program has brought to people. That's what I think music brings to people. It brings music, it brings magic in a really dark world, and it brings light when we all need it most. And we were honored to be part of it.
Thank you, Curbside.
Thank you.
Wow. What a powerful story of connection. And that ability to, just because we couldn't see each other doesn't mean we couldn't send love and send connection to each other. And that ability for, not only for a concert to be played outside your curb, like the music was special, but what was most special was that it was sent by someone you love. And then it could be meaningful. It could be more than just the music. It could be a special connection in a special place. And to talk more about that with me, Catania, one of our musicians who's went on many, many Curbside concerts, is going to come in, and we're going to actually review a story that we shared together. I got to actually drive with her for one session, and we got to have some really great time. So Catania, hi, how you on?
Hey, I'm here.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Oh man, I love your background.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Can you tell what I am?
Yeah, I think you're blessed. I think you're blessed.
I am more than blessed. I'm blessed, 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 blessed.
Amazing, amazing.
Extremely blessed.
So what, I mean, tell me more about your experience. I know you're someone who is not kind of unused to singing to people on curbs and on sidewalks in many situations. What was it like doing Curbside though? How was that the same? How was it different? Tell me more from your perspective.
I think people being surprised, not being expected for someone to knock on their door and said, "I'm here to give you a solo concert." So, and then to sing a song or two and say, "Let me read to you a special message." And it wasn't always from family. Sometimes it was from friends. Sometimes it was from neighbors. And the messages were always heartfelt. It was, "I know you're going through something," or it was from someone in the house. You know, I really wanted to celebrate our anniversary. I had something planned, but we can't. So this is something a little more special, something different. And every recipient always appreciated it. It was tears, it was laughter, it was dancing, it was neighbors peeking out, it was someone saying, "Ha, I'm special, look at me." I got all the neighbors looking at me. They loved it. They loved it. And I loved it too. And I loved that you were my dancer.
We had a lot of fun. My favorite, I think we did one where we were right in Grandview, and this woman was on the second balcony, so we parked in that parking lot,
Yeah.
and cars were pulling over off Grandview Avenue and stopping. "What's going on? What's happening?" We had the park. It was all these different things going. And, you know, it was really fun, too. Sometimes we get caught on camera, and so there'd be these videos of us posted in different times. So I actually have one here of you and I. And it's from a really good story, and so we're gonna share it really quickly, and like show everyone what it was. A quick 30 seconds. So here we go. Do you remember that?
I remember that. I see you pop locking.
Yeah. I gotta be careful here. The stage, you know, don't want to do anything too crazy, but yeah, we had a lot of fun. And that was meaningful. That was meaningful. Actually, can we cue up the slide of your post right after that? So I remember you posted right after this because I wanted to ask you about this. So go to the next one.
What does it say, sir? I want you to read it out loud. Oh my.
The last performance left me and my volunteer driver in tears. I love what I do. As a street performer, I floor organically. I'm led by my heart and spirit on what songs to perform at each home I visit. I didn't record, and now I know why. This last home, I asked the couple, "When's the last time you danced together?" And after 44 years of marriage, they couldn't remember. So I chose a song they could slow dance to, and they did. And when it was done, with tears in her eyes, she thanked me over and over again, and then said, "He's sick, very sick, and we're losing him. You just don't know how much that meant."
Yeah.
And Katanya, I remember you and I driving away from that, and you sharing that because she gave you a tip right afterwards and whispered to you. And I mean, I like almost lost it, like driving the pickup, and I was teary eyed. And I wanted to talk about that with you because I think to me that was such a special moment to know that not only are we getting joy in some of these people's lives, that joy can be really meaningful, can be really powerful, and we don't even know how much we can make that connection. Do you remember this? Do you remember the story?
Well, you know what? This is what I always say, is that music is what feelings sound like, and it binds us all together. And what I remember about that, or about everyone that we did, is there's always a story behind it. It's, man, that gave me chills, or man, I remember that song. We slow danced to that song after our wedding. How did you know? And it's like, I didn't know. It's just, those opportunities just come up. Oh, that's my favorite artist, or, it connects us. Music connects us. You're going to find that connection. It's a line in the song, or, you know what I mean? And we had those over and over and over again.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. And I think I think music is what binds us, right? It takes us together, and there's just, our moments in life are defined by these tunes, by these dances, by these feelings we get and evoked from the music that's played.
You know what I learned? I learned that music is the only thing that can get into your subconscious mind without your permission. And what does that mean? You're walking through the grocery store and Whitney Houston's playing in the dairy section. You get out into the parking lot and you're like, why am I singing I Want to Dance with Someone? Because when you were there looking at your grocery list, it was playing, getting into your mind without your permission. And music has that way of, that power over us. It can just get in there and stick and stay. So when someone else plays a song, all of a sudden that memory comes up. And it's like, wow, wait a minute. I love that. I remember that was when I met him. We were on the park, on the swing, and he asked me if he could walk me home. And then that's when the connection started.
I love it. Well, and what I found too was that in these tough times when we're quarantined, I think one of the insights we had was people felt like they weren't allowed to have fun. And so, like you said, into their subconscious and twisting it in there, it tricks them into, it's a tough time, but momentarily we can, have a little fun and, do a little dance and remember the joyous times that are hopefully here again.
Right. You are so right. I love how our voice and our energy, it stops traffic. Like you said, people pull over and they say, wait a minute, what is that? Because they recognize it, or they feel the energy, or they just want, I had a rough day at work, or the kids, weren't very happy today, or I really don't feel like mowing the lawn. I need this break. And music does that. It creates a release.
That's beautiful. Well, Katanya, thank you for sharing with us, going through down memory lane with me. We're going to talk more later on in the program. We're all going to get together and discuss more about being a musician, the gifts we have, and all how that comes together. But we have a couple more things for the program, so we'll connect with you a little bit later on. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And so when we had these experiential moments, sometimes it's not just really, really meaningful. Sometimes it's just fun, like Matt Reese is going to talk about.
Hello, Columbus Curbside concert crew. My name is Matt Reese. You might know me from the Hofbrau House in Columbus near Grandview. Just if you recognize me without the beard and without the lederhosen. We had a lot of fun at our Curbside events. And I'd like to thank Lily McBride for asking me to make this video, and Paul Hoy for getting me into the events. We had fun in Blacklick with family. As soon as we started playing, the little kids came over to let us know it was Grandma's birthday. And so Grandma was there in the yellow. So we thought she might like to hear Dancing Queen. And as you can see, they all got into it, even to the point where it kind of got the neighbors' attention, and a few people walked over to watch from a distance as well. So thanks again for the fun experience. You can hear my stuff at reesemusic.webs.com, and hope to see you guys all again out playing live real soon.
Hi everyone, my name is Joni Kalem. I am a Columbus musician, and I had the honor of being able to participate in the Curbside concerts this last spring. And there were all kinds of wonderful things that happened during the times that I went out. But the one story that really stayed with me was a niece who invited us to come and sing to her aunt. And she came with her 4 kids and a couple neighborhood kids, and it was the aunt's birthday. So we did some birthday songs and some birthday dances. And then I started to sing, "You are the sunshine of my life. put her hands on her eyes and she started to cry. And I said, should I stop? And she said, no, no, keep on singing. She said, that was my daughter's favorite song. And my daughter passed away last year in a car crash. She was my only child. And today's my birthday, and I know she sent you to sing that song to me. So we all started crying, and somehow I made it through that song. And I think of her every time I sing that song now. So thank you to everyone who pulled together the Curbside concerts. It was a truly, truly wonderful program. It was one of those win-win where we musicians got to bring music to brighten up people's days when they were stuck inside, and we musicians got to sing, which is what we like to do. So it was a great program. So thank you to everyone who put that together.
Well, it looks like many of us working from home and on conference calls, the last time I was on mute. So, it happens. But when we heard about gifts, and the gift that was given to all those that played was something bigger than their time or their trade. Their tone of voice and the hum of their guitar was filled more than a void, something by far. See, you too can be a saint and foster great joy. It does not matter if you're a girl or a boy, or bearded, big-gutted, with rosy red cheeks. For being a Santa, a saint, a giver, is about something a bit more unique. It's about your gift. It's about bringing it to new places and seeing people with smiles on their faces. You see, all of us have gifts. And when we give them with joy, it means something more than a bow or a toy. It means something greater when we use it for connection. And this is something I want to talk about, a talk for reflection. See, together, we as a community have the chance to give gifts and put our gifts in new contexts and new places. And that was something that was really powerful about Curbside concerts, is that oftentimes many of the musicians that were playing were sometimes usually playing their gifts in maybe a bar or maybe in a concert venue. And while meaningful, while amazing, it was these mission trips sent by requesters to the curbsides of people around the community that made their gifts even greater than the sum of its parts. And made people cry, made people joy, made people, like Katanya talked about, get in their head and have a subliminal message to have a nice time. And so we're going to bring a couple of our musicians here, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what it was like to bring that gift and to have that joy or that new perspective in different contexts. So why don't we bring Katanya, Carolyn, and Will on? Hey guys, can you hear me?
I can hear it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Will, how's it going, buddy? Going good. Going good. So we had talked a bit about this. Will, no, I can't. Can we hear Will? No. So we had talked about this a little bit, and I wanted to get everyone kind of like spitballing here. What's it like to find your musical gift, your musical talent in new contexts? Carolyn, I'd love to hear from you first. What is it like to is there anything you realized bringing that musical gift to the Curbside context that was sent by a requester? Did that give you any new context or understanding about music and your gift?
Yeah, I think one of the things I think sometimes, so as an artist, it's easy to get burnt. I see a lot of artists, you hear the terminology starving artists, you hear the term, it's easy for artists or people in general to get burnt out on their passion. But the cool part is that whenever, I mean, oh, my dog fell. She lost her balance. But sometimes, we would have 5, 6, 7 houses that we would go to and go back to back to back to back to back. And on any other given day, doing that much singing, and you're doing 2 to 3 songs at each stop, you're packing up the speaker, doing that, you could get tired, you could get burned out. But the biggest thing that I learned was when you're pulling from the heart and giving from the heart in a time like that, I didn't get burned out on any of the curbsides that I was called to go do. Like I wasn't tired. I literally felt more full whenever I finished the last one than whenever I arrived. And so that's one of the things that, it just reiterated. I knew that I say this, one of my mentors would say, what comes from the heart reaches the heart. But doing these curbside concerts truly reiterated that back to me, that when you're out there giving, you're pouring light, that light is being reflected, because it was set up in a way so that people who also wouldn't be able to go to the, to these Lincoln theaters or Kappa events, people who normally wouldn't be able to afford some of these things, they were able to experience these full-on concerts, I put on a concert, and I know all the ones that I watched, people were putting on concerts. They gave, 100%. So yeah, it's full.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Katanya, did you find that as well, that giving gave you more than you, didn't deplete you, but actually gave you more through that? Or did you have a different experience?
My experience is the same. I think as a street performer, I'm used to sitting, outside and having people kind of look and say what's going on, or just kind of pass by, honk, wave, stare. What I like most about it is showing someone or sharing with someone how much you're loved and appreciated in a different kind of way. It was always, no one's ever been serenaded, if you will, from my experience. And so it was just, wow, why me? Who did it? What was the message again? I can't believe that someone would think a unique way to show how much they love me. It wasn't a card, it wasn't flowers, it wasn't a message on Facebook, it wasn't a text. This is so different. And everyone, including me, got to see how uniquely I was told that I'm loved.
That's awesome. And have you found now, being part of that, being almost like a messenger, like a way of transitioning connection between one person to the other, has that changed the way you've thought about the possibility of bringing your gift to new and different places? And have you kind of just thought more about that as you've discovered and explored ways of playing?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I was already bold, but I didn't realize how much more bold I could be. And
Yeah.
so this was exciting to see and learn that a new dimension of myself. So that was great to be stretched and pulled and saying, okay, all right, I got you. And so, and then there's more people that reach out and say, hey, I saw you in the paper, or I saw you on the news. I was just wondering, would you do that for us? Would you come to this nursing home and do it for our residents? Do it for all of them, not just for someone in a home, but our residents need this. They can't have their families here, for the time being. We'll open up some windows. We'll bring some people to the lobby. We'll, bring some people to the sidewalk. But we really, really, need something different to put some smiles on people's faces.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Do we have Will up with audio?
Yeah, I'm here now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, well, how about you? I know we had some conversations about this as well. How did the experience with Curbside kind of change how you thought about your music and bringing gifts in different places?
It didn't really change much about how I think about my personal music, but what it did do was allow me to really experience what it is to bring somebody true healing through music. It was incredibly emotionally rewarding for me, which I've been playing for 20 years. I'm third generation musician. I watched my dad and my grandpa do it, and I've personally never felt the kind of feeling that I got from Curbside when people would be crying or or come up and want to hug me or tell me how much that the set meant to them. It really was truly inspiring.
Awesome. And Will, when you speak up again next time too, we're having a tough time hearing you still. So
Okay,
if you are speaking, pull up as well. And so, Carolyn, I'd love to talk to you too, and Katanya, feel free to chime in as well, and Will, when you get remiked. What else do you think we can do? I know Curbside's a little cold right now, right, to be playing on Curbsides. But how else can we engage and use our new gifts of music in the community to keep finding ways? And how can we leverage the Can't Stop Columbus community, the arts community, and Columbus community as well to engage in new ways? You guys have any thoughts or any things that come to mind?
Ryan, is this better? Is that better?
Yeah, well, that's much better.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so I think virtual concerts are a real thing, which is what I've seen a lot of different individuals do. Virtual concerts, one, it allows people to remain COVID conscious because I'm fortunate enough to have the technologies and the capabilities in my home to do a virtual conference. And so, to be intentional about planning virtual, whether it's a night, having a theme, whether it's family night, whatever the unifying theme is, which it's music, but then even being more intentional with whatever else it is you want people to feel in their homes. I think virtual concerts are also because you're right, it is cold and it's going to be cold for a while. This is Ohio. And so there's an opportunity to be intentional. One, you get to, serve individuals. Now, we'll have to look at the technology barriers in terms of, because originally when we were in person for Curbside concerts, you were going to the nursing home. You were going to other places where, social media, the Facebook, the Instagram, wherever these video, the Curbside concerts may be able to be streamed. People in the nursing home might not have Facebook. They may, then again, they might not. So then figuring out a way of just being intentional, coordinating something. So, it's not hard at all, because that's something where you can coordinate with the staff. Like, okay, on this Saturday, we are partnering with these particular nursing homes. And on this Saturday, we are sharing Curbside concert, streaming live so that they could watch it whether that's in the morning, afternoon, night. Virtual, there's always spaces and places to sing. Absolutely.
That's cool. Yeah, that inspires me, Carolyn, to think about, maybe we can, just like we did with bringing the Curbside to people, maybe we bring the virtual to people, right? Like maybe for those where tech is a 4-letter word, that are a little bit older, maybe there's a way to have a care package or a thing that's delivered that they could use to engage with the virtual concert with their loved ones. I don't know. That could be a really interesting thing to think about. Engage the community on.
The other thing I would say is also maybe considering adding additional art forms as well to the Curbside concerts. And the reason why I say that is that you have people, yes, who sing, you have people who play, but then you also have a lot of poetry as well. And so considering bringing, I think it's the same concept in terms of, even though it's a Curbside concert, but you can have a whole poetry concert as well. So
Curbside slam sounds like, right?
I'm just saying.
Katanya, what do you think? Where else can we about new ways of engaging and bringing people across and in?
Well, remember, Zach, I'm a street performer. So rain, sleet, no, I just don't do lightning. So although it is Ohio and it is cold, it does not stop me. It has not stopped me. So I have been out there everywhere. I've been, because my technology is wireless, Bluetooth connected, I can go anywhere. And so, and I enjoy it. I absolutely love it. I don't know if I just have a layer that no one else has, but it doesn't bother me at all. Me and my stool. Caroline has her doll, I have my stool. So it works. It works.
I love it.
So I continue on. So.
Awesome. Well, again, we appreciate all the artists that played. You guys played so many shows and helped so many people. And it was also amazing too, the entire community that got involved to make this real and make this happen, right? I mean, there were so many people, because at first we just had a Google Doc, and we would paste the things out. And then we would get, 50 to 100 requests a weekend. And so we had a lot of developers helping, and we had an amazing PR team, and we had an amazing, booking agency and team to really help do all the great things that were involved. We had amazing funders and donators and drivers. There were so many people that brought this to life. And if we can we pull up the next slide here and just talk about kind of our sponsors? So thank you so much. You see a lot of amazing people in the community on the screen. Can't Stop Columbus and the Columbus Foundation really planted the seeds of a lot of these people. Reichard Automotive did an amazing job providing our pickup trucks, and Jermaine as well, and their automotive partnerships. The City of Columbus and City Council helped fund and helped give us a lot of support. The Dublin Arts Council kept us going as we went into the summer and built very specific things around Dublin that were really, really powerful in the city of Dublin. And we can't thank the greater GCAC, Greater Columbus Arts Council, enough for their support, their guidance, and their great work. Art Makes Columbus really, really helped. And Paul and Lily, class acts, what can we say? What a great class act. I'm sitting here today on a stage, with so many people helping and putting these things together. You guys just did such a great job and put so much heart and soul into this, where we could scale support, scale love, scale impact across so many people. I think some of the people who were involved in the program, took the story, especially early on when we were thinking about how to design it. And I think someone even won a car through a nationwide college scholarship as well. There's so many different, Paul's in the back here nodding and smiling as well. So we had all these awesome people that were involved in this great program. They won notoriety. We were featured all over the place. And it was just so amazing. And we couldn't have done it without the whole community. But at the end of the day, we can't do it without the performers, the amazing people. Well, I think one of our first concerts, we went and someone asked me if I was going to play anything.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, I don't think you want that. Like, you're not going to want to come back if I was involved at all. So just the backup dancing and the driving was all the things that I was able to do.
Yeah, you were amazing. You were pleasant to be around and a huge help. And so thank you. And thanks for bringing me in to this. Appreciate it.
So, Will, can we hear Will now?
Yep. Before I start, I want to tell a
awesome.
story about
Will, I think you wanted to send us off on a delightful song, and so playing us a great holiday cheer, and I'm bringing us through.
I got a story about this.
Oh, story! Let me hear. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Dollar.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time hearing you a little bit, but for me, I think everyone else can.
Is everyone else okay? Can you got everybody here? Okay. So this $1.
$1.
I keep that dollar in here on my my calendar because I play about 250 dates a year. So I keep it in there because you and I were at South High Street and on a curbside gig, and a little girl was crossing the street and she heard me singing, and she stopped and watched, and then took a couple steps and then stopped, turned back around, started watching again, and finally crossed back over the street, came up to the truck and watched me play the whole set and was just really enjoying it. Well, I got done and I handed you my guitar and I jumped down off the truck, and this little girl comes walking up to me and she says, she hands me that dollar. And her mom right away said, "Are you sure you want to give him that dollar?" It's like, that's your allowance, and that's all you have for ice cream this week. And it, like, my brain melted. I was like, this little girl couldn't have been 10, is gonna give me her last dollar. I'm getting emotional talking about it. Give me her last dollar, so that I because she enjoyed it, and so that I could, come home and give it to my family. And it was so moving for me. So I keep that dollar. and I took it in the studio with me when I recorded my last single. And I'm not superstitious, but that I doubt that will ever happen to me again. So I just wanted to share that. So this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over, a new one just begun. So this is Christmas. I hope you had fun. The near and the dear one, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope it's a good one without any fear. So this is Christmas, a week of full strong, the rich and the poor one. The road is so long. So happy Christmas, the black of full white, the yellow and red ones, and stop all the fights. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope it's a good one without any fear. So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, new one just begun. So happy Christmas, I hope you had fun. Near and the dear one, the road and the young. So happy Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope it's a good one without any fear. War is over if you want it. War is over, oh, it's over now. War is over if you want it. War is over now. War is over if you want it. War is over, it's over now. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, saved a wretch like Thank you.
Thank you, Will.
Was that okay? Did it sound okay?
Oh, that sounded fantastic. That sounded fantastic.
Cool.
We really appreciate you and all the joy you brought us here, but all the joy you played for concerts all over Columbus. And the heart that you play with, Will. It's just beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Just real quick before I go. Hey, boys. Hey, boys. Come up here and say hi. This is my family. This is what Curbside helped support this year. We appreciate you guys.
Hey!
Yeah, this is my son Mason. This is my son Liam. This is my son Ivan. We call him Van.
Oh, wow.
This is my beautiful Irish.
Well,
woman.
thank you for bringing everyone together.
Yeah,
We
so
appreciate
just wanna say
you
Merry
and the
Christmas
joy
to
that you
everybody. Say
bring
Merry
to
Christmas,
your
guys.
family, too. Happy holidays, Will. We love you.
All right, love you guys. Go on.
Well, we read the story and we sang the songs. We listened to what people did and we went along. We sung tales of heart and connection. We found something. We found our affection. And lastly, in the story it goes, the artists then sprang back to their trucks, emitting a spark, as they flew into the community where they left their mark. I heard them exclaim in their own ways as they ran out of sight. Happy Curbside to all, and to all a good night.